Good morning everybody, and this is your Forex technical analysis for today. So starting off with Euro USD as usual, and nothing has really changed from yesterday. We have got structure here. I'm just going to, not exact, but we've got quite a few tails at this level. This is the area that we need to pay attention to. It's 117.574. We did reject it yesterday for a move down. These oscillators grouping like that are really concerning me, so I'd like to see a range or a little bit of a pullback before looking for my shorts on this. At the moment, as I said to you yesterday, watch these oscillators, and you can see we're trying to break through this level, kind of get above this level of 117.574, and didn't really sort of reject it decently. We didn't. I suppose what we could argue is we just played off the gap as a level. Gaps are often a level. There's where the gap was, and you can see we just kept rejecting it. So I suppose the break of this range bar here, this fractal here, that was your signal, but it was way too late in the trading day. So anyway, for me, I am just going to adjust this level. I would like to see some kind of a pullback onto 117.500, and then look for opportunities to continue shorting this from there. Any deep pullback will definitely get me shorting this. So that's what I'm kind of looking for at the moment. Just be wary. You've got all your oscillators grouped to downside, so it is indicating it's a little bit oversold at the moment. So we'll be expecting some kind of a pullback onto structure before selling again. So that's my view there. Moving on to US dollar, Japanese yen. So some interesting things have happened yesterday. So obviously we had this channel which I gave you yesterday, and that was broken on Friday. We're expecting a pullback onto one of these two levels. So it was either 110.110, or we were expecting something further down, 109.854. What happened was fairly interesting because it tagged our level, and you can see there it tagged our level with a pin bar, came back looking for that second move, and look at this, 3 pin bars, and then you get a higher low there. But anyway, you wouldn't have been trading that acceleration bar, but that just shows you fairly decent entry, just not quite off the structure. So you would have wanted to be above, sort of the entry above these highs, and the stop really at the lows. Oscillators was grouped quite nicely as well, and then you had the acceleration. So for me today, expecting the same kind of thing really. Only difference is, where is that level? So we are at a level at the moment, and we've got another one in this area here. So I'm expecting this thing to climb, but remember this level up here is a fairly strong, so it's 110.428 is a very strong weekly level. So breaking through it is going to take a little bit of effort. So maybe a return back down to this area, 110.110. So we just form some form of a consolidation range while the oscillators ease off a little bit, and then an acceleration to the top again. Kind of my view at the moment. But at the moment it is sideways, so we need to wait for some setups. I just want to check the 15-minute just to see if there's anything different here. And nothing really. That setup there would be very difficult to get because it's not really getting above the level. There's nothing. Oh, there is a gap. There is a gap. So there you go. There's a gap there. I don't see anything further down. Everything else looks fairly straightforward. So this is the area I'd be watching. 110.290. See if we can get some structure off that today, and then for a move up to 110.428. If we break that, then we've got a much bigger move on the cards. Moving on to British pound, Japanese yen. We are rejecting this trend line. Remember, we looked at this trend line yesterday. It's been there for quite some time, basically from late May. It's been this downward trend line. We're in amongst moving averages. There's nothing really indicating anything at the moment. We are above and below the trend line at the moment, which is not giving us any signals. At the moment, that is sideways, and sideways to down on the trend line. So in other words, we have a channel. So the channel is there. I'd want to see a break here. The break I'd be looking for before I even start looking at this is going to be right. So it's either going to be a break and retest of 152658 to the downside, or alternatively we are going to be looking for a break of 15303 to the upside, and then I suspect you'll be capped by 153437. So there are gaps to the downside. Just bear that in mind. There's a gap all the way down here, and that is a weekly gap. No, sorry, it's not a weekly gap, it's a daily gap. So that is a daily gap, and that is down here at 152075. So that will act as a magnet as well. For now, this thing is sideways. It's going to have to break one of those two levels before I look at it. Euro British pound, we sort of broken through the structure here that we were looking at yesterday. We're looking for a retest that didn't get it. Still, this trend line is still pretty much intact. Don't see any changes there. Oscillators are indicating that we are oversold at the moment, so we need to be careful. For me, looking at the hour, we are sideways. Nothing really here on offer. There is a fairly solid level here at 084715, and then we've got this level to the upside. This is a clear sit on hands for me. Oscillators bucking around in the middle like that, going sideways, that's just a pure indication that we don't know what's going on. The only thing that I can say here is that we've got a sort of low, lower low, higher low, but just want to fine tune this. So we're going to have to get above yesterday's highs, and that's going to break this trend line for that to start playing out. And I'm expecting a stronger pound at the moment, so my bias is not going to be at the upside. My bias is to the downside at the moment, but I want structure before climbing into that. So this is sit on hands. Anyway, hope that helps today, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.